I'm Glenn Richards, and this is WUFT Amplified, showcasing some amazing local talent for your listening pleasure. On this episode, we're going to meet The Housing Crisis, featuring Dylan O'Brien on vocals and guitar and synths. And with his song, Your Wheel, here's The Housing Crisis on WUFT Amplified.
Leaks and all poetic symmetry. and I need a way to make sense. That close to something feeling, I can feel it coming. Fate calls quits on concealing, get ready to start revealing. Get ready to start revealing. Sixth grade, in the middle of preparing for middle school, is standing in my way. That close to something feeling, I can feel it coming. Fate calls quits on concealing, get ready to start revealing. 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 Thank you.
That's Close to Something from the Housing Crisis on WUFT Amplified. Your Wheel ahead of that. I'm Glenn Richards with the Housing Crisis. Dylan O'Brien, tell us about the de-evolution of the Housing Crisis. Most bands, you start off like a bedroom musician, and then you like find a bunch of people and you form a band, but you're kind of going the other direction.
Yeah, I've been going a bit back and forth with that one. It started as just a solo project in like 2020, in like March and April of 2020 during the pandemic. I was back home doing my UF online classes, in my old childhood bedroom, and was, recording and playing with my friends wasn't really much of an option back then. So I just started kind of learning how to do everything else than just playing guitar and having one or two synthesizers. Like how to mix it and record it and all that, and some other instruments. And so I chose the name partly because I just wanted to kind of fool people into thinking maybe it was a band if they were just listening to it on the internet, and not just have it be my name. Because I also, unfortunately, have the name of a famous actor as well, so that's a little difficult. But yeah, so then, things started to pick back up again, moved back to Gainesville, started, meeting new people here. And slowly I added a bass player, and that was really fun. And then we got some drums with our current drummer and guitar player, Trevor Griffin. And yeah, and so at one point we were just like a full 4-piece rock band. We had another guitarist as well. But yeah, after we released our album back in January, that was kind of like folk rock with some like psychedelic synth stuff in there as well. I was starting to write more songs in that direction. I was just like, this just feels like the album. And so I kind of wanted to challenge myself and channel the inspiration that I have for other just like purely electronic artists that I still, have always listened to a lot. And so now it's taken a bit of a different form because musicians also come and go in Gainesville, for college or different things. So yeah, now we're just kind of a two-piece normally, and it's fun.
Well, anything you want to tell us about this next song?
Yeah, so these next two songs are both instrumentals, and that kind of just freed me up to not, be playing guitar and like during a live setting, manipulate the electronics more, and also let me kind of manipulate some vocal samples so that I'm not singing. And this next song is called Trivial in the Greater Picture, which I kind of just thought of that, I think, as I was driving home one day. I was probably just thinking about something silly that would make you say a weird phrase like that. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, that could be a cool song name. So that's what we got next.
All right. Well, here's The Housing Crisis with Trivial in the Greater Picture on WUFT Amplified.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's Do You Want to Float from the Housing Crisis on WUFT Amplified. So you've been recording, working on another album. You mentioned that you had an album out and another one, but tell us about it.
Yeah, so I'm still figuring a lot of it out myself right now. And so, yeah, I know that it's going to be more electronically driven and more electronic pop feeling, because a lot of my favorite artists that I listen to all the time, like Beck or Radiohead or Animal Collective, all of them have in common, like, each of their albums sounds and feels very different stylistically, even though it's like, you know, you can listen to them and still say, like, oh, that's for sure Beck. I love that idea that no matter what the kind of the style is, it'll still kind of sound like me. So that's kind of the goal for this one too, and just to see if that ends up being true or not.
So you work with Swamp Records, the student label here at UF.
Yeah.
And also 4-Bits Records.
Yeah, shout out 4-Bits Records, shout out Swamp Records. A big shout out to Brandon Telg of 4-Bits Records. He also is like a co-founder and organizes a nonprofit here in Gainesville called Music GNV, and they have a recording grant that they do quarterly, I believe, for local artists to receive, you know, some type of funding that helps them create a project. He became aware of me from my first submission to it, like years and years ago when I was just first starting out, and we developed like a relationship with music. Back then, I was on his radar from that, and just so thankful to get to work with him on putting out our first album, and then by the time this comes out, you know, working on the second album too.
All right. Well, to play us out with one of the more popular tracks from the Housing Crisis from their first album, this is Astral Apartment on WUFT Amplified.
From the bottom of my heart, in the belly of the whale, we're on our way each day to beyond the pale. Never know just where to start. I guess I'll say goodbye to the numbers in my phone that have been leading to my demise. There's no blue skies in outer space. There's no spacemen waiting ocean waves. But in the floating glove compartment, let's let our car fall in the sun and move into an astral apartment. If you told her yesterday it's been too long, and it's not enough to sing some pretty words in a pretty little song. If what used to smiles on her face.
Thank you so much.
That's Astral Apartment from the Housing Crisis on WUFT Amplified. I'm Glenn Richards. Thanks for watching. Dylan O'Brien, thank you for being here. You can find out more about WUFT Amplified and check out past episodes at wuft.org/amplified. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you next time.